White House. All right, so what to make of all this back and forth, this deal making to the Wall Street Journal's Mary Anastasia O'Grady, American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schlapp, Democratic strategist Andrew Feldman. So Mary, let me begin with you on the back and forth here, subliminal or not. I do read Republican establishment players. By that, I'm including the Speaker and the Senate Majority Leader. I don't know if that's fair or right, but just to say that they might be getting a little miffed by this disproportionate attention of late from the White House to Democrats and the deal making that might be going on, or not. What do you think? Well,
I think the president is right to reach out to the Democrats, because the Republicans have behaved pretty badly, and they're kind of like herding cats, and he's not making much progress with him. But if you think about what he ran on, which was boosting jobs and middle-class opportunities, he's got to work with the Republicans. They're the only ones that are going to give him the kinds of things that you need for growth and faster growth and more business investment in this country. And the Democrats want, their whole idea is an equality narrative. They want to make the rich people pay more so that the middle-class people are somehow earning closer to what the wealthy are earning. That's not going to give you the growth. We need 3% growth in this country. The only way you're going to get it is by cutting marginal tax rates. That is not going to come from the Democrats.
Well, they argue that if everyone has their marginal rates cut, but the rich, they'll get that growth. With the corporate tax cuts, it's possible, but the devil's in the details. Matt Schlapp, one of the things that's come up, though, is this frustration, and I heard it when I talked to Congressman Brad, of course, and others, part of this Freedom Caucus, who feel that they've been left out, and their concerns about the revenue-neutral tax cuts that, by definition, will not have much bang for the buck. That's their opinion. And then I see Iowa Republican Steve King criticizing the president negotiating DACA with Democrats to say the president risks losing his base. There's ill will there. There's frustration there. Is it palpable? Is it short-lived? What's your sense?
Yeah, I think on the tax piece first, Neil, that Republicans, if they don't get a deal done, certainly this year it's critical, or at least in the first couple of months of next year, they have very little to go back to the voters and say, hey, there was a real reason you gave us the majority because we've gotten, like, nothing done. That's not going to work very well. So I think that's going to cure some of these problems. I agree with the congressman completely. They should not worry about paying for this tax cut. They ought to have the biggest tax cut possible that spurs the most economic growth. That will actually cure the revenue problem if the economy really starts chugging along. And if middle-class Americans can feel like they have more economic prospects, better jobs, better take-home pay, that's going to be good for everybody, which is where the president's coming on the middle class. As far as Steve King's concerned on immigration, look, this is a tough and messy topic. It's going to go through Congress, and everyone's going to have their say.
Andrew, I saw you shaking your head. There's a Fox alert here. You don't share that view on these across-the-board tax cuts. But let me ask you, what do you think of Democrats, then, who might vote for this package as long as it doesn't include tax cuts for the wealthy?
Look, let's wait and see what the package is, right?
But I've just thrown out what I think is a very good likelihood. So what do you think?
Look, I don't think if the middle class and real working families can get relief, then I absolutely think that they should take a strong look at it. Fine. But I don't believe that the 1% of America, the millionaires and billionaires, should be getting any sort of tax break. And the reality is, if you cut those taxes for the millionaires and the billionaires, the math doesn't add up. How do you not increase the deficit? How do you not do the things that Republicans don't want to do? Their math doesn't add up here.
I don't want to make this about a class thing. One thing I have noticed with a lot of people, and Mary, you can help me with this, is that we've gotten to the point now where half the people in this country pay no income tax. Now, that doesn't mean they don't pay FICA and other taxes, and I'm not minimizing their contributions to society or saying they're deadbeats. But when you have, right at the start, half the people not paying taxes, then you've got a math problem right away, right? I mean, so how does either party to Mary first on that? Go ahead.
Well, for sure, there's a segment of people in the middle who are getting clobbered on, coming and going. And I agree with the president on that. But the fact of the matter is that if you only grow at 1.9%, you're not going to be able to pay the entitlement bills that this country has to pay. You're not going to be able to keep up with infrastructure spending. You need that growth. And that growth is going to come from people who have money and who put it to work in productive things, not in handing it over to the federal government.
Right, but we've tried that before, and it hasn't. That hasn't worked, right? We've tried cutting taxes and hoping it spurs the economy, and it doesn't happen, and then it increases our deficit. Then it increases our deficit.
So you might not like the way it spurred it or create as much revenue, but there's no doubt.
Right, but then Neil, you can't deny that then it created a huge deficit problem that then the Republicans like to blame the Democrats on.
It created 25 million jobs under Ronald Reagan. It created 8 million
and look at the debt. Look at the debt when Ronald Reagan was in office.
Let me try to fix this debt and deficit spending. As we all know, the spending under Barack Obama equaled all of his predecessors. So don't lecture us on Obamanomics that somehow that is a good thing for the deficit. It was terrible for the deficit. And we all know the reason why middle-class Americans are hurting, and it's why Donald Trump is the president and Hillary Clinton is writing books, is because they haven't seen their economic prospects increase. They're getting killed on Obamacare premiums. They're getting killed on Obama taxes. And this is not working for them. And until we also reward small business, they are not going to get better.
Matt, Donald Trump's policies are hurting the people that voted for him.
Untrue.
They are only helping the wealthiest among us. Look at what he wanted to do for ACA.
Last time you were here, you were criticizing that he wasn't getting anything done, so he hasn't instituted any policies.
What is
At least
this
wait
thing?
to see what he does. Right?
Well, let's talk about what he put forth. His budget cuts, the ACA repeal, those all hurt people that voted for him. Those working middle class.
The ACA repeal, nothing happened there. He hasn't got anything on the taxes. So maybe this stuff comes to fruition, but he hasn't even left the launch pad.
Obamacare is killing the middle class because their premiums have gone through the roof. They actually have Obamacare taxes. There's about 12 of those taxes that are in place.
Bottom line, we don't know. Bottom line, we don't know. We'll see what happens, and maybe the result will confound us all on the left and the right.